Okay, today's day 10 of eating on the starch solution, and it was a good day. I started out with an oatmeal. I went to meditate. I then drove down to the church. I had some green tea with me, and I was really hungry after church. It's a long drive to church, back, and I thought Gary was going to make us some beans and stuff for lunch. But he called. We noticed that his neighbors were there, and so he called and they invited us over for coffee. And then she said they had lunch, and do we want to come to lunch? And she had a really nice summery lunch prepared with like a little potato salad, a little coleslaw, a little corn on the cob, a little fresh tomatoes from the garden, cucumber salad. And a lot of stuff was off my diet technically, but it was light pretty much, and we had a good time. And they made me a cup of tea. I was going to have coffee, but I had tea instead, which was nice. And I had hibiscus tea, and then we just really had fun talking and whatnot. And then a little bit later, she had some coffee cake, and I had a slice of coffee cake, and then I decided to have a little bit of coffee. So I was off a little bit, you know. And then I went and harvested vegetables from the garden, and it was hot, and had a seltzer and just harvested vegetables, and I had a lot of nice stuff. I'm going to have a lot of cantaloupe and a big watermelon. All the corn's trashed by the raccoons, but there's just a lot of stuff. And I got a lot of kale and some lettuce and huge zucchinis, two huge zucchinis. And when I got home that night, I processed a lot of kale. Tomorrow I'm going to make zucchini boats. I'm going to make one boat with regular cheese for Gary, breadcrumbs, and then I'm going to make one that's starch solution with just tomatoes, onions, and probably scramble some tofu with no oil and freeze it, slice it up, and put it in the freezer. The vegetables are coming in, and I really want to stay on top of it. I gave some vegetables to the friend I went down to the river with on Saturday, which was really nice. And it's nice to be able to give away vegetables. People are appreciative, and I'm appreciative to get rid of them because I have a lot of them. So that was good, but I did notice after that lunch I started getting like thoughts about eating bad stuff, and I will report that I didn't do it, but I was having thoughts, and that has to do with the addiction. And at lunch there was a story about a couple of friends of ours, and they were always overweight, and now their health has really caught up with them in really dramatic, horrible, horrible ways. And I mean, their weight is to such an extent that, like, it's just total paralysis in terms of their life, and it's just downhill. And the only thing that they can do now would be to lose weight, and I know how hard it is to lose a pound. And the man in the couple, he needs to lose 100 pounds just to get like sort of in the ballpark to have restorative surgery done. And it's like, weight is such a problem for some people, and for a lot of people. For me, I know how hard it is to stay on track. And I told my friend Jean about the Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead movie, because that's like the only thing I could think that that couple could do would be to both go on a juice fast for like 100 days until they just kind of got themselves back on track. The likelihood of that happening is very low, but it is a possibility. But anyway, so I got home. I had a little Mexican food. I was really hungry when I got home, and I hadn't meditated yet, so I made up a nice, starch solution Mexican scramble. And then in the evening, I had just a little bit of that ice cream, that, low glycemic, no fat ice cream, banana, frozen dessert. Just a few scoops because it was kind of too hard to really dig into, but it was tasty. And then I was thinking about like sweets, what do I have? And I just had cherries. And now I'm having my magnesium drink. I had a cup of tea when I got home because I had some stuff to do. I wanted a little extra. I needed to process the kale. So anyway, so that's day 10. I was like flagging. I was like, it was kind of all over the map, you know. Once I go to one of these meals, you know, and I have a piece of cake with coffee. Oh, that's so good, you know. But then I heard the story about that couple, and it's like sobering, you know, and why it is that I do what I do, and the benefits, you know, how important it really is. So anyway, so that was my day 10. Starch Solution, July 2022.